Consider the full release of funds related to the installation of private improvements for the MCC International Plan expansion, which is our Miller Centrifugal right down off of Cowden. The amount of $53,249.
Mr. Chair, this amount of the release had been before the board before, but there were some issues up there related to some storage areas that I believe have been worked out with the township, and I think the release is in order now. The work is complete. That issue just needed to be resolved.
Yeah, Bruce, you agree with too that was worked out. The neighbor had a concern and it was worked out to his satisfaction.
That is correct.
So is there a motion to?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for the release of those funds for Miller Centrifugal. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. For number 128, 2016, that's release of funds for the installation of public improvements in Ridgewood Heights, Section 5R, for $303,207.40 to $269,549.40. Dan?
Mr. Chair, this is a recommendation for the release of these funds. The project is finished to be graded. It's finished graded. All the storm sewers are in place. We're meeting with the paver this week to go over the beginning of the paving installation. So I anticipate that the project will be finished up in the next month or so. So I am making this recommendation for this release of funds.
You hear the?
Yeah,
Carolyn.
not very well.
We have a motion to approve that release of funds for Ridgewood Heights Section 5.
Second.
It's been moved.
Second.
Second. And as always, I announce that whenever there's things like this, I do vote on it because I'm not involved at all in the Ridgewood Heights development. So it's been moved and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries. For 129, 2016, it's considering the standard holding tank agreement for lots 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the Fairfield South 1-2 plan of lots.
Mr. Chair, this particular development, the Fairfield South Point plan of lots, this is over on Cecil Hendersonville Road. It's Brendlove property. If you may recall, the board did approve this project in the beginning of 2016, subject to the sewage issues being worked out. It's been a difficult road for them to hoe related to the sewage because they are proposing holding tanks for multiple lots. At the same time, they were doing a subdivision. So this requires not only a standard holding tank agreement, which the township has in place for commercial development, of which this is, but also on your next agenda item is going to require the DEP resolution to submit the planning module to them. And just for everybody's information, the planning module, the purpose of that is really just to notify the DEP that the township considers it as a part of its official sewage facilities plan, that this is the standard of sewage disposal that will be used on these lots. So it's my recommendation that you consider this resolution 129 and the next one, I believe 130.
So Dan, is the developer making any progress with that public sewer line that they talked about? They're going to right away up to your property to dump down into that manhole up in the reserve?
I don't believe that they've done anything, Tom. I think that's a viable solution for their other side of Cecil Hendersonville Road. This is on the north side of Cecil Hendersonville Road. So this was always planned. I thought this was always, they've always presented it as being planned for septic tanks, because I think they have to cross the Montour Trail, which isn't, that's I think the difficult part of that. They could always change it going forward, but this is what they're proposing now.
Dan, how could this affect the Philcorn plan, which is right above that, and Half Road?
For sewage facilities,
Yes.
it would not affect them at all, because these would be independent holding tanks on each individual lot that they would pump. If there were ever public sewers that became available, DEP would require them to abandon the holding public sewer. That's a standard operating procedure.
Yeah, and I think she recalls what I did, that the developer talked about running a sewer line from their pump station and pumping it up over the hill. And if that was the case, then it would make possible sewage available for filtering and upstream from there. But again, as Dan said, this part of his development, he just showed holding tanks, individual holding tanks, not the public sewer line yet. I hope he does make some progress towards that public sewer line for that area, but according to Dan, it's not. This isn't a part of it yet.
Thank you.
We have a motion to approve that new land development.
It's a holding tank agreement.
Holding tank, yeah, item 129/2016.
Salmon.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the motion carries. For 130/2016, as Dan mentioned, we need to authorize a plan revision for that Fairfield Southwood 2 plan and submit it to the DEP. Is there a motion to approve that plan resolution? Revision.
Salmon.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. For 131/2016, it's considering awarding the demolition project of the West End Bridge to Stewart Contracting in an amount of $19,400. Dan?
Yeah, members of the board, as you had requested last month, you wanted to get something moving forward. We did obtain quotes for this work from 4 different contractors. I believe I gave you the summary of those, but the low bid was from Stewart Contracting, the amount of $19,400, which is just under the limit for quotations. I spoke to Mr. Stewart. He's prepared to take on the assignment. We will need a PA DEP general permit for the actual bridge demolition, and it would also be the same permit that's required for setting of a footbridge as the township has discussed to complete. So that's the report. If you have any questions, I'll answer.
Was not committing to setting the footbridge, but that permit accomplishes both.
Yes.
Well, any questions about that?
Yeah, for myself and the constituents, what do you mean by just under the limits of the quotations?
I believe the manager can take that question better, but I think you can take quotations up to amount of $19,500 on. So you can just take quotes without going out for formal bids.
Okay.
So that's what we did last month and got this from a number of different contractors.
Is there a motion to award that contract for the demolition?
Salmon.
It's been moved
Second.
and seconded. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion carries.